everyone, welcome to the third part of TOUCHDESIGNER for Beginner series. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make some reactive visualization. So we are going to work on the visual that we created in the last two videos. If you remember, we created this render from a sphere in the first video. And in the second video, we created this feedback loop. So here I already brought my music. You can just drag and drop your file inside your TOUCHDESIGNER, or you can go to Chop and choose audio file in. TOUCHDESIGNER already have two sound in its folder, but I want to work on my own music. So I play the visual. If you want to hear your music, you need an audio device out from Chop. Here you can turn off your output. So we start from here, we go to Chop and we bring an audio filter. We connect our music to audio filter. Now we add an analyze. Put the function on RMS power. After analyze, I add a map. In combine channel, put it on add if you want to have one channel, but if you want to have two channels, then you can just keep it this way. And after that, I add a node. I rename this Chop to low. You can right click and drag on the nodes that you want to copy and copy and paste. Now here in the second audio filter, I put the filter on high pass and I rename the last one to high. I want to make two different frequencies. I want to actually separate two different frequencies from my sound, one low and one high. Now here in cutoff units, I put it on frequency and filter cutoff. For low, I add 200. And for high, I write 1500. Now I go to Chop and I add a merge. I merge my two channels. I rename it to sound. To have access to your channel, to be able to use them, you can click on this star. So now here I go to my transform in my feedback loop and now I want to drag and drop my channels, but as you can see, my channels doesn't have specific names. So I go to Chop and I add a rename before merge for each one of the channels. And I copy it for my high frequency. Now you see that instead of disconnecting and connecting the wires, I just click on the output and hold and drag and drop my mouse on the wire that already exists. And here we change the names. You can see here now we have low and high. I add my low frequency to my scale. Drag and drop your channel to your parameter and choose Chop reference. Now you can see here that sometimes my scale gets 0, but I don't want my scale to be less than a specific number. So here I add a plus 0.5 to my code. Now you see that it doesn't get very small. Before I start, I put my audio file in play mode on a specified index. That's why I get like this very short loop. So here I change it to sequential because I don't want my music to go until the end and then loop. Now here we already use this constant for our rotation speed. Now it's on 0. I put my high frequency into this constant. Now the speed of my rotation is with my music. Here I multiply it to a small number. So I like to make the visuals like more interactive with sound. I think it's more interesting and impressive. Now I go to my noise. I put my low frequency into period. Here I also add 0.4 to my period. But now I want to have a bigger range of numbers. So before the plus 0.4, I multiply my channel to 5. Now we have a bigger change in our period. At the end of my network, I add a switch. And I connect my render to the switch. Now here I can switch between my two inputs, but I want to animate my index. For that, right click on the index, select keyframe parameter in and new animation. So now you have this window here that have your animation curve. So to add keyframe to your animation curve, hold Alt and click. Now I made 2 keyframes. Here you can change the frame number. And here you can change the value. I also changed the end keyframe value to 1. Here you can change the order of your input in your switch. Now if you watch it, from the beginning you can see the switch. Here you can also turn on the blend mode in your switch. Now you see that it's kind of blending, but it's still very fast. I go to animation, I press edit. I change this frame to a higher number. Now we have this. Here you can close the window. I turn on the sound. And that's it.